All right, hello, year 10s. Obviously, I'm not here this week, so um, basically, we're going to have a go at doing this inventor skills task, which is your first assessment for the semester. Um, we'll go through a little bit more when I'm back what you need to do for um, your major projects, your minor projects, and basically your overall assessment. But to begin with, we're going to have a crack at doing this task, um, which is the skills, our first skills task. So for this task, you have a crack at doing a drawing in Inventor. You need to produce an orthogonal drawing and also an isometric drawing of our first project, which is a small metal drill gauge. So to begin with, we're going to drill it up. We're going to draw it up in Inventor. Then once we've done that, we'll go down into the workshop and have a go at making it. So um, for this one, you need to obviously, like I said, draw it up before. But then once we've got your drawings, we'll print them off, and then yeah, go down the workshop. So this is obviously the task sheet for the first task. I'm not going to go through it in depth because you guys can obviously read. And then we've also got some classroom expectations down here as well, which more applies to the workshop, and we'll go through that a little bit more when I'm back next term. So anyway, we'll have a start. We'll have a go at drawing up our these drill gauges in Inventor. So first thing, make sure you've got Inventor open. If you, I'm not sure how much Inventor you guys have done before, but Inventor is a drawing program for creating technical drawings, and you can also use it for 3D printing and a whole bunch of cool different things you can do as well. So anyway, open that one up. So this is, make sure it's this one here, the big eye on your desktop. Select that one. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to File New, or make sure this one here, and then this box here is going to open up. So in Inventor, you've got part files, assembly files, and drawing files. What we're going to do is we're going to make a single part file. So if you've opened up your computer and you've got this here showing, you need to make sure that you've got this metric box here selected, and we're going to work in millimeters, okay? So make sure you're working in millimeters and not inches. So select standard millimeters, this one here, standard millimeters, and then go create. Alright, so once we are in, we can begin basically sketching straight away. So to begin, you go start 2D sketch, which is going to bring up this here, which brings up an XY plane, a YZ plane, and an XZ plane. That basically tells you it's basically your front, side, and top view. So we're going to do it on our top view, which is our XZ plane. So hit XZ plane, and then that creates a new sketch. So what we're going to do is we're going to start sketching our drill gauge. So over here, this is another drawing that we've got here as well, but we need to draw up our own. So the first things we're going to do is we're going to make a rectangle shape to 115 by 40. So we'll use 40 mil steel to actually make our drill gauge. So what we're going to do is we're going to select our rectangle tool, this one here, and this little yellow dot in the middle of our screen is our origin. When you put your mouse over that yellow dot, it changes to green, and you're going to hit the dot, and we can start marking it up. So basically what we're going to do, we've got our rectangle, and we're going to change, we can start dimensioning it like I said before. So we need to change this one here, this dimension tool. So obviously what we're going to use, and we're going to select the horizontal line here, and bring your mouse up and click, change that to 115 and hit enter. Alright, so we've got a pretty wide looking rectangle at the moment. So now we've got to make this line here 40. So make sure your dimension tool is still selected, select the vertical line, bring the mouse over here, and you're going to change that to 40. So now we have a rectangle at 115 by 40. which is what we want. So now, now we're going to have a look at putting this into a 3D object. So you need to go finish sketch, and we need to extrude it. So basically, at the moment, that's just a sketch. We need to extrude it. So you go extrude, and we're going to extrude this to 5 mil, and then hit OK. All right. So once we've done that, we've got our extruded rectangle, which is the start of our drill gauge. Next step is we need to create a new sketch on our drill gauge. So you're going to select the top face here. So left click on it, select it. This box here will appear, and we want to create a new sketch, which is this one over here. So now if we have a look at this over here, we need to create this little section, cut this section here out. So that says here we've got to go 80, and that angle is 118. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw another rectangle. So rectangle tool again, select the origin, and what we're going to do is draw your rectangle in, and now we need to dimension it. So basically, dimension tool again, and we're going to make this, so select the vertical, or this line here, and we're going to change this one here to 10 mil. And like the drawing suggested before, we're going to make this one here 80. Alright, so we've got our little rectangle. So when we look at our drawing as well, we've got this little angle here. So that says 118. So to do that, what we need to do is we can use our line tool, and you can just sketch that little notch out there. Now what we need to do is we need to dimension it. So to do angles in Inventor, if I want to do that angle, I'm going to select this line, and now this bottom line here. Bring your mouse up, and that'll allow you to dimension angles. So if I click, and I'm going to put in 118, and we've got that little notch in here. So now that blue, so in Inventor, blue means that the sketch has been fully dimensioned. So that means that looks pretty good because our sketch is all in blue. So now we need to cut this little notch here out. So like we did before, we need to go back into our, we need to finish the sketch. So hit the big green tick at the top of the screen. And now we can extrude this little notch in here that we've created. So, we also need to make sure that we get this little bit in here. And obviously this is going extruding the wrong way. So we want to cut this section out. So if we go hit direction 2 and make sure that this one here selected, which is cut, it'll take this little notch here out. And rather than having to a distance, I like to put it through all, just to make sure it goes all the way through. So direction 2 and all and cut, and then you can hit OK. And we've got that little notch taken out. So we are slowly getting there. So the next step is, if I look at this other drawing over here, we need to draw in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 circles onto our sketch there. So, so what we need to do is create another sketch. So to do that, select this top face here, and you need to go create sketch. And that's going to take us back into our sketch mode. All right. And now we need to draw 10 circles on the face here. So circle tool this time. So circle tool, make sure that's selected. And then we can roughly, because we're going to dimension these in a second anyway, draw 10 circles onto this face. So you got 3 and 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and this one's going to be really tight. I'll just do a little one here and we can dimension it. And 10. Pretty dodgy, but we can dimension these all in a second. And now, because this is, we just measure it, I think this is 30 mil. Yep. So 30 mil wide. These circles need to be dimensioned in the center. So basically what we can do, if we go select, so when we dimension these circles, if I select the center point of the circle, and now I select that bottom line down here, and half of 30 is 15, so you just pop in 15 and enter. And we got to do that for all of the circles. So here on 15, just to make sure we get them all. Oh no, I think I just hit the wrong line there. Control Z. Oh no. Oops, that was the wrong line. So center point of the circle to that bottom line. And you're just going to put in 15. You're going to do that for all of the 10 circles. Takes a while, but we will slowly get there. Did I do that one? Yeah, I've done that one. Probably an easy way to do this would be drawing one. Hit the wrong line again. Draw one circle in and then dimension it, and you can draw the circles on the same point that you drew the first circle. Alright, we're slowly there. 15. And alright, this is a bit of a messy way to do it, but this will work. Yeah, 15. Alright, so we've got all 10 circles now in the middle. Now we need to put in the right size holes. So we'll do that next. So if we look at our drawing here, it says 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so we come back into Inventor. We need to select, so we'll start with 3 and then work our way up. So dimension, click, 3. And when you're dimensioning the diameter of the circle, forgot to mention that, you need to select the outside of the circle. So you hit the outside, click, and then you can dimension it. So diameter, the outside, click, and dimension it. So each of these circles just increase diameter by 1 mil. I'm pretty sure. So outside, and this one's going to be 6. And this one's going to be 7. And this one's going to be 8. And this one's going to be 9, 10, 11. And final one is 12. Great work. We got there. We've got our 10 circles in there. We're not quite in the right spot yet, so we'll have a look at doing that now. Alright, so next we need to spread these out properly. So if I select this, the middle, so we're going to go, now we're not dimensioning the diameter, we're going to select the middle of the circle, and we're going to dimension it from this center point to this line here. So the first one we're going to do, select the middle of the circle, remember, and then we're going to select this vertical line here, and we're going to change the first one to 6. The second one is going to be 14, so middle of the circle, this line, and we're going to be 14. Third one is going to be 22, so middle of the circle here, and 22. Next one is going to be 31, so click. Oops, missed something. What's going on?